When I knew I was going to make a living as a creative professional or artist, I knew the very first thing I needed to do was sharpen my eye. I figured, like, technically, could I figure out how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, shoot a picture, use a computer, whatever, whatever. I thought that stuff would be easy to learn, which it is, but I felt that developing my eye and knowing what looks good and what is style and what is branding and what makes a logo stand out, what makes a logo bad, what makes a logo good, what makes a book design great, or a cover or a bottle or something like KRINK. What attracted me to KRINK from day one was the design of the bottle. Like, I just thought, yeah, okay, this is a dope marker, but the way the bottle was shaped and the cap, I just liked the way it was designed. So it was this perfect entry point and for me to buying their other products. And what I admired about the company was just the way they designed. So whenever I would do a case study, if I needed inspiration, I would go to their website. I would look at whatever they were doing. I would watch their videos. To me, KRINK was one of those things that was like very creative and audacious in a way that it didn't necessarily need it to be like photorealistic or figurative. It wasn't a tool for that. It was a tool for expression. If you wanted to drip ink over a Mini Cooper, you could do that. If you wanted to drip ink over a mailbox, you could do that. If you wanted to put your ink or paint into a fire extinguisher, you could do that. I remember admiring the product so much that I wrote the company and was like seeing if I can get Craig as a guest on the show. And I wrote like a little blurb just as an invite to have Craig as a guest. And then I didn't hear anything. And that's the nature. And that's something that I just want to let you know. Like, if you have a show, a podcast, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're doing interviews, sometimes when you reach out to folks, they don't reply and it's not personal. They could be busy. I mean, KRINK is a huge company and this is the guy who owns the company. So, like, good luck with that. But sometimes what you're doing is planting a seed. You're putting the fact that you exist on the radar. They may not reply. And then when they need you, they're like, hey. So that's what happened with KRINK. I didn't hear anything. And then, like, a few years later, they were coming out with this anniversary book. And the KRINK team reached out and was like, yo, would you be interested in speaking to Craig? And I was like, yeah. We set up a time. I went to Brooklyn. I visited the KRINK factory. I didn't get like the Willy Wonka tour, but I got to see a good amount of it. I got to see the infamous door. I got to see like the inner workings all the way to his office, which was like this big warehouse. We did this like really retrospective interview conversation, and it was just a timeless piece. What I really, really love about this book is that it is a case study, a beautiful case study of, oh shit. Well, what do you know? My signed notes. The value that I got from the book isn't just beautiful pictures. It is a perfect case study of what it means to go from 0 to 60 with your idea. Starting with something like, yo, I want to create my own ink, to what does that look like? How did he do it? What bottles did he use? How did he start out? Who did he give it to? How did he package it? Who did he align with? How did he go from San Francisco to New York? And when he got to back to New York, who was he kicking it with? Who did he give it to? And it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. If there's anything you get from this, is that one, streets are watching. Streets are always watching. You may feel like, hey, this isn't working out, and it probably is working out in your favor. You just have to be patient. And two, if you're doing the things that you love, like things that you truly love, let's say for me, it's culture. I love art. I love contemporary art. I love fine art. I love street art. I love graffiti. The list goes on. So I'm always capturing it that has nothing to do with money or something transactional. I'm just already doing it. And so that is reflected on the New York Said website. So when folks want to reach out and have me show up and interview, or show up to offices or factories or what have you, not only do I get to see the behind the scenes of how the ink is made, I get to actually have an in-depth conversation with someone who's changed the culture of expression forever with his contributions. The tools that he helped develop and create, whether it's ink or markers or styles of markers or mops, he did his part to impact the culture of creativity, and not just in graffiti or vandalism, but just as creatives as a whole. So if you collect creative books, add this one to the list.